Yeah. Welcome
Welcome
back,
back.
boy. Welcome back. Happy 2024. This is the first episode of,
hmm
yeah. First episode of the new year.
Hashtag New Year, New Me.
New me. No, I can't think of one.
I was gonna say, just forgive me for my voice this episode. It's a little rough. So
He's trying to rizz up the whole audience
yeah,
with that smooth jazz voice.
you're listening to 105. I can't even do it. Holy shit.
WFKPP 105.2. I feel like they never end on twos. Two just doesn't sound as
Mm,
105.3.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm,
I'm trying to
mm-hmm.
think. No, yeah, it's like a 5, a 9, or yeah,
Yeah.
3 or something.
101.1. KF.
Yeah,
Why me?
KSFM.
Nani? Hey, man. All right. Wait, before we get started. So I think you probably saw that some guy in California won the like 800 million Powerball.
Mm-hmm.
So after the obvious stuff, if you ever won a lottery like that big, you'd pay off all your debt, buy a house, do like all the normal stuff that everyone would do.
Yeah.
After all that, what would your day to day look like? Like, what would you fill your time
Um.
with if you chose to not stay at work?
I mean, $800 million, man.
So let's
That's
say
a
you
lot
take home
of
400
yeah,
after.
yeah. Like I said, that's probably what I do. Pay off enough, pay off the debt, pay off the car, parents' house, probably buy a house in town.
Mm-hmm.
Because here's what I always told myself is if I had enough money, I would live 6 months in the US, 6 months in like another like Australia or New
Yeah.
Zealand or something like that. Um, so maybe a house over there or something like that. I'd probably take a fucking vacation,
Yeah.
honest to God. Probably take like a 3 month vacation.
I think it would be
Just
so much fun to, like you said, maybe once a month, try somewhere new,
hmm
go for a week or two. But to be able to fly those like private planes where it's like a bedroom
yeah.
and, it's just like, there's only like 10 people on the plane or whatever. Like,
Yeah,
like
that's
taking those
that's
photos.
rich.
Ugh.
Honestly, most of it I probably just throw in like some type of fund to
Right, right.
accrue interest and
But I mean, in terms of like just what you would anything about your day to day be different? Would you like have breakfast at the same local restaurant every day? You know,
if I got put 2 pieces of toast in the toaster and put some butter on it, that's breakfast, man.
hey, you got to get some cinnamon on top of that butter.
Little cinnamon sugar.
Yeah. Oh my God, that
Yeah.
used to hit so different. Breakfast in the morning.
hmm
Oh man, cinnamon sugar toast or it's like a nice cold bowl of fruity pebbles.
Yeah, well, I'm not a Fruity Pebbles guy, man.
What? Oh man, is it because of the fruity? Like I know that taste is kind of hit or miss.
It's real
Like the
artificial
artificial fruit.
tasting.
Yeah.
Yeah, like it's like when something's grape flavored. You're like, nah, that's not what grape tastes
Right.
like. So,
Okay, I get it. I hear you.
but yeah, no, like I said, probably just take out enough to. I'd probably figure out what my yearly expenses are. I try to minimize that. Like I said, obviously pay off the house, so you're not paying that. Shit, you could probably even rent it out to somebody or something too.
Yeah.
So just a little side land, but yeah, probably would be yeah. I mean, honestly, no, I'm not going back to work if that's the
Right.
case. Absolutely
Yeah.
not.
That's what I mean. Is like I was trying to think of like what would I do in terms of uh, outside of travel. Like what would my day to day look like?
hmm
You know, I'd have almost all free time, so probably going golf every morning. It's like getting out there, 6:30 a.m. Oh, it's so nice.
Yeah.
And then I've always wanted to, if I was like ultra rich, I've always wanted to like leave big tips, but like in a way that people don't know it.
hmm
Like, leave a big tip on the table, but like fold it in a one. So then it's like one of
I'll
those
leave a
guys.
big tip. All right. Yeah. No, I know what you mean. Just do nice things for people.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know what I'm saying? Pay for somebody's groceries or like give like hey, I'll pay for the next like $2,000 worth of food that people
Yeah.
buy from this small place or something.
Yeah.
Something
Or
like that.
like buy a round of drinks in a bar or something,
Yeah,
or out at a restaurant, like pay for the restaurant's plates, like, people's meals and whatnot.
hmm
I think stuff like that would be cool.
Yeah, do good things.
And just to be able to do that, it would feel such like a weight off your shoulders. Like you get to wake up and, you look around knowing your house is paid for, your bills are paid for out for the next 150 years. Like,
Yeah. But the real question in that situation is would you take the lump sum or would you take the
yep.
monthly, you know?
I'd take the lump sum. I've changed my answer like over the
hmm
years. I used to be like, oh, payments. Now, definitely lump sum because like we don't know where things are going to be at in 35 years. We don't know what's going to happen.
That's fair.
And so just worst case scenario. Like, I mean, look at Social Security. Social Security, though, isn't it paying out more than it's pulling in? So
Yeah.
it's set to run out of money like in 2035 or 2040 or something.
hmm
So what if, whatever agency pays out that Powerball, they just have some sort of, embezzlement thing happen, or someone takes all the money and runs, you never know.
Yeah, that's fair.
So that lump sum, I mean, you could just immediately, you could like front load all the change you wanted in life.
Yeah.
Plus, I
I
mean,
think it I think it depends on the monthly payment, man, honestly.
like
You know.
400 million. What?
Yeah, you're throwing away another 400 million pretty much.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know, but even that amount, like, oh, I only got 400 instead of 800. Dude, 400 million? You throw 50 of that in the stock market and you can live off the dividends alone.
Yeah.
Like, God, what an obscene amount of money.
hmm We all wish it.
That's crazy. One of the guys that I like watching, he's the big beardy business guy, Alex
Mhm.
Hormozy, talks about how he likes the idea of like a death pool. So, apart
Didn't they ever make
from
that comic?
apart d- wait, what did I say?
Death Pool.
My bad.
I could have swore they already made that.
God, what was I saying? Oh. So when you die, like your money goes back into the economy. Like it's,
hmm
you can pass down this certain amount up to this amount for like kids or whatever, but everything else
Yeah.
just goes back into the system
hmm
and you kind of reset and start at zero. It was an interesting idea.
Yeah. I'm just because with anything with fucking any level of oversight from the government, just feels like people can get their fingers in, and
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying. Like I feel like something like that would be abused 100%.
Yeah.
So
I don't know. I like the way we do things. I know it's not,
y-
you know, it's not perfect, but I was watching a video recently and people were talking about like this capitalistic system versus a more like communistic system in
mhm.
terms of the economy. And man, it's far from perfect here. You can point out a lot more that doesn't work with everything else,
Yeah.
or certain parts that don't work as well that are more important. So like, oh yeah, maybe it doesn't provide the like overall best benefit for everyone,
hmm
but you're also allowed to, I don't know, I don't like putting a cap on people who want to excel. Like if you want to bust your ass and I don't know, and you're fucking savvy at something and you happen to land it big, like good for you. You know?
I think there comes a point where going from like millionaire to billionaire, like there's only so much ass busting you can do.
That's
You know
true.
what I'm saying? There's like a
I,
lot of luck. There's a lot of like stepping on people's toes, people's necks. You know what
yeah.
I'm saying? It's never like what's that quote from Picard, Next Generation? You can make no mistakes and still lose. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? It's like
Yeah, that's
uh,
true.
after a certain while, like, you could be busting your ass, like you said. And what about the people who are already busting their ass, but the
Yeah.
system doesn't benefit them?
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. Because I know people like, oh, if hard work made you rich, then, a lot more people would be rich if it was just hard
Hmm.
work. And I'm like, yeah, it's like hard work and luck. And you have to make sure that you're putting your hard work into the right thing. Like if you're busting your ass basket weaving and you're going up against the surgeon who's busting his ass or the doctors, like one of those is going to net you, at least in terms of a financial goal, more.
Yeah,
But, you know, what did Musk start with? PayPal, right?
yeah,
You know, that happened to work out because he happened to pursue something that took off. It's like he could have easily just bombed that. So I feel like it's just getting lucky, making sure you pick the right thing, and hoping that by the time that you get on the other side, that it's still like a relevant thing.
yeah. Like I said, that's something to think about too. You know, I think the thing that we, and even I forget about it, but the thing that we kind of forget is like the aspect of choice. You know, because if you grow up in a certain area or you grow up in a certain population, certain poverty level, sometimes that choice is taken from you immediately. You know,
Yeah.
you kind of, I don't want to say destined because I don't like using that word because it implies that you cannot escape your fate, but you're almost, you have to work like way harder to escape the clutches. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Instead of just like, you know, being born middle class or even all it takes is the fucking 2 zip codes over, and that could change your life
Yeah.
essentially just from being somewhere where you're not at currently. Like that could literally be the difference between life and death. Um, so yeah, I think a lot of luck goes into it, probably more than we want to admit. You know, my teacher, my old geometry teacher in high school, and I'll never forget what he said, called the genetic lottery. You know, he said you're born in just the right place, the right time to the right people. You know,
Yeah.
like the odds of you existing in general is super low. The odds of you existing in a high income family or high income area is even lower. Just based off pure luck, some people just have it better just off the rip.
Yeah.
You know, so
Yeah. I mean, yeah, you could say that a lot about just like being born in the US.
yeah.
That alone puts you ahead in terms of like opportunity wise.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's interesting to think about. And then the harder things get, the harder, it is to pull yourself out, the less the choices are going to seem like they're even there.
Mm-hmm. Because what is the I love that quote from Atlanta, that show Atlanta with Donald Glover. He says, it's like some guy he's talking about like, oh, why don't you just invest your money in the stock market? You'll be rich in like 6 months. He's like, well, I need to eat tomorrow, not 6 months from now. You know what I'm saying? Um, and it's
Yeah,
it's
that's
just
fair.
it's true. It's realistic. You saving up like you said, and oh, you get in an accident or you blow a tire. There goes that.
Yeah.
Your kid gets hurt. There goes that. It's like insurance only covers this much. It's like there's always so much equitable like nature that kind of allows for that. Eventually, it just comes down to you know are you lucky enough to not have things happen for 10, 15 years while you build up your whatever,
Mm.
are setbacks going to cost you that much? Are, things going to be, like you said, can you get to the other side and have it still be profitable, what you're looking to do,
Yeah.
you know?
I know I forget who it was, but somebody was talking about how like blowing a tire or a car breaking down, those types of problems, as you're able to build up an emergency fund,
Hmm.
having that 3 to 6 month emergency fund turns all of those from problems into inconveniences.
Yeah.
Because like, oh, it's $3,000 to fix your car. It's like, well, I have a 6-month emergency fund just for that. So it's no longer like this. Oh, fuck. What am I going to do? It's just like, oh, cool. I'm prepared for that. And just hearing that, again, thinking about it, that level of peace, knowing if you can get to that point, like, I'm cool. I don't have to stress out now if I blow a tire or, again, something happens. It's like, I'm prepped for this. Oh, just the thought of being in that peaceful place. I think that's the optimal place to be.
Yeah, we need to go back to trading, man.
Just bartering?
Yeah. Oh, listen, I can do this for your shop or whatever. Fix my tire.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I'll provide security for a month. Fix my tire.
Well, I mean, technically, you still kind of can.
Yeah, but bartering doesn't pay the bills.
Yeah, that's true.
You know what I'm saying? Because eventually, if it is something, you're trading material goods, and yeah, you could probably sell whatever you get, like a pawn shop.
Or services.
Yeah, $20 is $20. But that's how stuff worked back in the day.
Yeah,
hey, I give you something, you do something for me, plus a little cash on top or some on the side.
Yeah.
Now it's just all cash. It's all just that's the requirement, unfortunately.
Yeah. Bartering. Oh man, what would you trade for a house?
Your soul. That's what it's coming to, man. We're getting closer than ever. It'd be like Shao Kahn or Shang Tsung. Who's the guy from Mortal Kombat? Give me your soul. Yeah.
Look,
and you can
he's about to get his soul sucked.
Man's having a brain blast.
Oh my god, I can't believe they let that in the movie. Oh yeah. He's about to get his soul sucked.
That was from the 20. This was from the 2020 combat, right? That one? Yeah, I haven't seen that one. I've only seen the OGs.
You don't want to watch it.
I thought it was like received decently. I thought people like enjoyed it for a little bit.
The best part was the beginning.
The fight with Scorpion and Raiden.
Yep. Back in like the samurai, like the
1600s or whatever it was.
Yeah. And then everything after that, dude, the acting was terrible. The fact that there was a main character also just, I know they, with most narratives, it's like, oh, there's got to be a central character, but it's not Mortal Kombat,
Yeah, there's too many characters to like balance around.
Yeah, so you got to like just bounce around from each one, do a little more, focus on a key group that are a little more interesting or whatnot, but no bueno.
Because it was released during COVID. I know it was on HBO Max.
Yep.
I don't think that did it any favors in general, honestly. Unfortunately.
Yeah. Are they? What's the big forearm dude? Goro, right? Is that his name?
Oh yeah. When you said forearm, I thought you meant like forearm. I was like, what the fuck? Who are you talking? Popeye? Got Popeye the Sailor Man and fucking Mortal Kombat.
No, I remember one of the big complaints was this main character is just like a human, a martial artist.
Mm-hmm.
And as they're sending out, people to fight all these heroes, they send him Goro. Like of all the people to fight, they send somebody who would just wreck him.
Mm-hmm.
And he, takes him down. And it's like basically sent the whole to
yeah, but they like the whole point is to have like the because they have the tattoo, you know what I'm saying, or like the branding, the dragon, whatever.
Yeah.
So they're like 40 times more durable than your normal human.
I mean,
they're not like pushovers. They're not like getting punched in the ribs and getting split in half. But I know what you mean. It seems a little weird when we know Goro is like super strong and like the final boss of the first game. It's like okay, all right.
Yeah, and then the acting was just
Yeah, I think it was a movie that was trying to get away with too much. That kind of got, I don't like using that word exposed, but almost got like exposed, during COVID, where like a bunch of people watched it. And I'm sure the streaming numbers look a lot better than whatever abysmal box office numbers it got. But we'll see. Shit like that doesn't get sequels or, nothing like that. So,
Apparently, it did well enough for the sequel.
I mean, I haven't heard anything about it, man. I'm surprised.
Neither.
So we'll
Ugh,
just have to see.
no bueno. Oh, that'd be kind of cool. That could be something else you do when you're retired after your lottery. Just watch all the movies you never watched. Catch up. Watch a
Uh,
new one every week or something.
Yeah, find a house with one of those nice big ass theaters in it, dude. I probably watch movies all day.
It's so
Honestly.
great. Man, oh, I love. Oh, we're watching the new one right now. It's the Haunting on Venice in Venice with Hercule Poirot. He's like the the
Oh, yeah,
mustachy
yeah,
detective.
yeah. Yeah.
Yep. So
Yeah, I think my favorite is Death on the Penile. Yeah. Those are good movies. I
yeah,
like
they
the
are.
first one. First one was very good.
Yeah, on the train.
As Yeah, the second one I liked. Wasn't as good as
That
the first
one,
one.
the first one's shot composition is just like amazing.
Yeah. And somebody who's never
Uh,
read the books, they're
mhm.
complete like mind twisters for me, which I enjoy.
Yeah, I love them. Those and the other ones like Knives Out,
Mm-hmm.
Glass Onion, which wasn't as
Yeah,
good,
I
but
I haven't seen Glass Onion.
it's. I mean, it's decent, but it's not as good. Like it's hard to, you know, that first one was so good.
Yeah, the standard was already set. They kind of like
Yeah,
knocked it out of the park, and then it's hard to recreate that, like, you know, that feeling, that same like
lightning in a
punch.
bottle.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know, but I'm excited for the next one. I'm always down for a good murder mystery.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So Twitch, tell me about it.
Unfortunate, man. They just laid off a bunch of people. I know it was. I think from what I read, it was kind of. It happened like late, like one of the last weeks of 23, like the last week, I think. But it didn't kind of pop up until the beginning of this year when they already laid off a bunch of people. This is like a more of their workforce, like 500 employees, I think. Um, I'm like, man, it sucks, dude. We had record-breaking game profits last year, record-breaking profits in general for like every industry,
Yeah.
and there's still these crazy layoffs and shit. I'm like,
I know
it's
Twitch as a
awful.
platform, it's still running at a deficit, right?
Hmm.
So
Yeah,
that's probably. I mean, yeah, continue that long enough.
yeah, because like I said, all that server farms and storage they gotta build or gotta put together. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Oh, that's right. That's the update I wanted to talk about. Was now they're rolling out and testing. Fuck, what is it? It's where you transcode it or encode the stream on your end before it gets sent off to Twitch.
mm,
And apparently that cuts down a bunch. So you know how you can send different signals to
yeah,
Twitch, like 1080, 1440. Well, apparently now it like splits that up and does all that work on your computer before sending it off. So
interesting.
yeah, apparently that cuts
I
down
wonder
part of their cost.
how big of a performance impact that's gonna be to like your normal streamer.
Apparently, I think as long as you have a 30 or 40 series.
I mean,
I don't.
that's the
Yeah,
minority of PC users. For like a big streamer, of course, but for
yeah,
like you know, I
yeah,
think on the Steam, Steam does their hardware survey like every year or like every couple months. I think like a 1070 or something is still like the main graphics that people use.
wow,
So, like I said, it's definitely a minority. So we'll see.
yeah. Oh,
I
and they're
wonder.
bringing 4K, right? Yeah, 4K streaming.
Yeah, that's gonna be
Wild.
such a like low use case for people.
Yeah.
You know, so it definitely be interesting.
4K stream. Damn.
Shit, I remember when YouTube was testing 4K video.
Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, it's not like true 4K because it gets downsampled when it gets uploaded and all that. But
Right.
some of those videos just still blow my mind.
I just thought of something
Especially,
else. No, go for it.
I'll say, especially when you have like a 4K monitor or 4K TV or something with like good HDR and good colors, you really kind of start to see like, not necessarily the benefit, but kind of like the appeal of like 4K.
Right. Yeah, that's the next upgrade, like the not important upgrade. That's kind of on the back burner. What I
Mhm.
want to do is upgrade one of my monitors. Like a
Yeah,
nice.
I have this Samsung 4K I got like 2 years ago. Well, yeah, 2 years ago.
Is one of the Odyssey lines.
Yes. It was the one with the HDMI 2.1
Oh,
inputs. Yeah.
damn,
It's
that's
it's
nice.
real nice. Yeah, it's a real nice monitor, man. And when I play any of my consoles, it looks amazing.
Hell yeah. Damn. I need to do. I don't need to, but I definitely want to.
Yeah, you kind of it's like it's not needed, but it's kind of
Yeah.
needed,
Woo. Oh man. So it was just Twitch, right? Or did you say it was also Discord?
Discord, yeah, laid off 17% of its employees, which is like a couple hundred people, I think. Uh, Again, not entirely sure why. We'll never know realistically until an employee says why. But
Mm-hmm.
there was a lady on TikTok, man. I guess she worked for Discord. She was like on the call that announced like the separation of people. She was one of the people that got separated. I'm like, man, that fucking sucks, dude. You know, Downsizing and firings in general are just garbage.
Right.
But it sucks when you're there. You know what I'm saying? Like you're an employee, you're doing this, you're doing that. You know, it really sucks. So I hope everyone finds good jobs. In your industry, in your expertise. You know, because we even talked about it with fucking Spider-Man 2. All the leaked documents. Sony made a shit ton of money, but they paid a lot of money too. But they're still like, hey, we can't be paying this much, even though we're gonna make like 1 billion or 2 billion almost. It's like
Right.
there's not enough profit. I'm like, motherfucker, like what? So
I feel like you got to pick your battles. You got to take a smaller margin over here, which leads to a bigger one over there. Then like you got to take that shit.
but that's not how it's seen. It's the
Yeah.
quarterly, year to year average shit that like people want to see increases in. I'm like, eventually, it's not going to be feasible.
Right.
So we'll
Yeah, that
see.
sucks. If you found a new job, let us know.
hmm If you're one of the ones that got laid off, yeah, tell us how that shit affects you.
Yeah. How did it happen? Did they just like tell you that day and then you had to have your shit packed?
I think I saw something. I don't have the exact numbers, but it was like they got a big like 5 months of pay
Oh,
every
damn.
year. Every year you worked for Discord was another week. Your benefits were still good for like 3 months. They put you with um, somebody to help you find a job. You know what I'm saying? It was
Wow.
like a whole thing. It's like a massive, this big
I
severance
mean,
package.
if there's a way to fire something like
Yeah,
that, kind of shows that like, hey, we really don't want to do this.
yeah. And then also Unity, the
That's right.
development software. I know they laid off a bunch of people as well. I don't have any numbers on that, but these were the guys that were pushing for the every install every install costs money. I'm
That's
like, oh,
crazy.
yeah, you guys are real bold with that one.
I mean, yeah, that alone, I'm sure that drove tons of people away from it.
I know some people who are developing games on Unity were like, well, we're gonna stop development and go to another platform. It's like, man, these companies, they just don't know how to stop shooting themselves in the foot. It's crazy to this day. I don't understand it.
Greed.
Corporate greed, man, nothing like it.
God. Oh, dude. Speaking of greed, not speaking of greed.
I was gonna say what?
When you get some like blood drawn, do you
hmm
like feel lightheaded or get dizzy?
Um, trying to remember the last time I drug blonde. It's probably a couple of years ago. I don't. I think for a little bit, because they have you sit down for a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
But no, I don't. I don't remember feeling too bad when I had my blood drawn last.
Mm-hmm. Interesting.
So,
I get dizzy, man, and I don't think it's the blood drawing.
mm,
I think it's like psychological, but I don't know why. Like I'm not freaking out. They'll just they'll stick me like I just got some blood drawn, not
yeah,
to donate, but like to do tests.
yeah, testing, yeah.
And like as soon as she put it on, I could feel it coming. I
hmm
started sweating and getting dizzy. I'm like, why? There's barely any blood coming out. Like,
I think I think it's called white coat syndrome. I believe it's where like you're in any doctor's office, even like you said, doing something minuscule like that. Like your heart starts racing, you start sweating, you get clammy. You know what I'm saying?
maybe.
So
But I don't get that way at like the dentist.
yeah, because I mean, unless you're going there for like some major surgery,
Yeah.
because
Interesting.
I don't feel that way at the dentist either. But every time I step into a doctor's office or hospital, I start feeling weird.
Yeah, you know what? My heart rate does go up a little bit.
Yeah,
Hmm. Interesting. Yeah, man. It was weird.
I think it's
Like
just this. It's like a weird, like overwhelming sense of doom, almost.
maybe that's what it is like, if there's a place that's gonna tell me I'm dying, it's this place.
Yeah, you know.
So that,
Unfortunately,
that could be it.
it's like
Interesting.
you. I think we associate hospitals so much with death. It's bound to happen, like you said, psychologically in your head. So
I always think it's so funny, like Kaiser, some of the big fancy hospitals. I'm like, damn, they look so nice on the outside and they're so dead on the inside.
hmm
Like, it's such a weird. I mean, it makes sense. They got to be clean and sanitary and whatnot. But
yeah,
it's just kind of the irony of like, oh, it looks so nice and fancy outside. Oh
yeah.
God.
I mean, they got to look good to make people want to go there. I wouldn't want to go
Bring
to a
in
hospital.
buyers.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to go to a hospital where there's fucking a guy in a gurney outside, like just dead. It's like, oh man, they should really bring him in. He's getting cold.
Recycling.
What's that meme in the wintertime? If you're cold, they're cold. It's like, no, he dead, man. He ain't cold. He gone.
God damn it. Oh God. Taco Bell.
Ooh, sounds good. Okay. All right. This is something we can talk about. So I ordered food on Thursday, right? I stayed home from work.
Okay.
Um, and I ordered the food and I saw it got picked up. Well, normally one of the places I order to, I know exactly the mileage
Yeah.
that it is from my house because it's like one of the places I order from most because it's always good. So I was like, oh, let me order food. And I saw the mileage. It was like twice as much as the mileage I normally order from. I'm like, maybe this other store is closed. I didn't think twice about it. Put the order in, see, got picked up. And I was like, okay, cool. When is it going to get here? So, you check on DoorDash, it has like tell you how far they are and where they're going to. And I was like, oh, wait, it's going to work. I was like, fuck, dude. I
No.
was so pissed off, man. And talking to the person to try and get them to like turn around and like come to my house, I was like, nah, 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 nah. The guy was like, no, 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 no. I'm like, oh, motherfucker. So I just canceled the order. I'm like, you eat it then,
God.
man. So,
That is
yeah,
the
that was,
worst.
dude, I never had that happen before. I'm like, fuck.
I did that with some tacos one time from Taco Bell. I don't even
Mm.
remember where I sent them. I just know I didn't send them to the house. Bro,
I'm
come
like,
on.
God damn it, dude. I hate that so much.
I know. Oh God. Oh, dude, Taco Bell brought back some good stuff. They've got the little chicken flatbread quesadilla,
Mm.
and then like a snacker stacker. I don't know, but
I think ever since I realized that Taco Bell's like the same five ingredients, just wrapped differently, I was like, It kind of really put me off to them, man. You know, I'm like, it is just the same shit. This is like some specialty. I'm like, man, that's actually crazy to think about. They really been pulling one over on us. They've been pulling the wool over my eyes.
God damn, that's true.
I was like, fuck, man. So
Yeah, but they got
because
Baja Blast, so that's what matters.
that's fair. And cheesy gordita crunch, which is like the best thing on the menu.
Yep.
So,
oh my God, man. I just had some Taco Bell. It was great.
what did I have yesterday? I had some Hawaiian barbecue yesterday.
Ooh, some kalbi.
No, I had the katsu.
Okay.
That shit was good, man. God damn.
Katsu's good. I usually get just like teriyaki chicken. And then I love getting the macaroni salad, but then heating it up. Listen, I don't know why people serve it cold. It is so much better.
I don't. The place I get it from doesn't do it cold.
Okay, maybe that's just the white version then.
I ate Mac salad. That's fucking McDonald's salad. It's got Thousand Island dressing in it, some shredded lettuce, raisins.
Raisins. Oh, fuck. God damn, man.
Yeah, I was so pissed. It was like $30. I'm like, fuck, man. And, once it gets picked up and you cancel, like you don't get a refund.
Yeah.
Like that's just fucking down the drain. Like, god damn, man.
That sucks. Be so disappointing. I know.
Yeah, man.
They always have trouble finding our apartment. Dude, all apartment complexes, I swear.
Yeah.
It's, they're marked shitty, or like the DoorDash pin doesn't drop in the right locations. Fuck.
Yeah. Said I hate it, man. I hate it.
I can't stand it. Did you download Evil West for PS Plus?
No, I have not yet. Should probably do that.
Like half an hour of it. It's cool so far.
Yeah, it's funny because you mentioned that to me, and I think now that it's on, people aren't paying for it. It's I've seen a lot more videos on it, than when it kind of came out originally. It's like, oh, okay.
Yeah, it seems just like simple fun.
Yeah, it reminds me of those games like Mercenaries 2 or like something akin to that, where it's like it's not a huge mainline game, maybe not mainstream for everybody, but it's enjoyable, Yeah.
And the lore is pretty cool. You're like a Western vampire slayer. Seems cool.
Interesting. That's always I don't know what it is about that like type of setting where it's kind of modern, but not really, but you're facing like evil threats, It's like Cowboys and Aliens.
Yep. I finally watched that with Daniel Craig.
Yeah. It's not good.
Yeah. It
ain't great.
It's entertaining. I'll say that. Like, I watched it and I'm like, okay, I'm enjoying what I'm seeing. The story might be just fucking bananas, but
hot ass, yeah. Just straight cheeks, man. Or Wild Wild West with Will Smith.
No, I haven't seen that. Oh, wait a minute. No, yeah. That's the one where they've got like go gadget shit, right?
Yeah, he has like an inventor with him.
Yeah. Okay. Yep. I've seen parts of that. And as I'm watching it, I'm like, what the fuck is this? Like,
I love that movie as a kid.
This feels like a meme movie.
I mean, I can't remember the other actor's name, man, but he was another big actor, Kevin Kline. Sure. Like he's a pretty big actor, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. He's been in like a lot of stuff.
I'm definitely making cookies after
this. Hold on. Is this gonna blow my face up?
Do me next.
Hey yo. Yeah, he's been in so much stuff. And I was like, man, he did that movie, you know?
Hey, you got to start
So
somewhere.
no, he was in movies before that.
Oh,
Oh my god, this motherfucker became famous because he was in Wild Wild West with Will Smith. But,
oh God.
yeah, it's like that,
It.
or like when old movies, or like you look back at Men in Black,
Yep.
you see like the futuristic like chrome weapons and
Oh,
how like the MIB headquarters looks. You go, oh, that's what it's gonna look like in like 2024, and it's like, no, homeless everywhere. MIB is ran by homeless people. It's like that's literally what it is. It's like, no, we skipped out on like the chrome and like the fancy cars and shit. It's like we just went straight to like the dystopian part. Like, yeah,
right
modern.
to like what is it? Blade Runner 2049. Like it feels advanced, but also advanced in like a weird way.
Yeah,
You know?
because it's all. I mean, because the whole point of Blade Runner is that it's cyberpunk, so it's like corporations and shit like
Yeah.
have a lot of power, um, and that's essentially what it is. It's like you don't you skip out on the like, the military is like, or not the military, but the government has like their say in things. It's like that doesn't exist anymore. Corporations like do most of the bidding, they do most of the fighting, they have most of the wars. You know, so.
Oh,
But
that
yeah,
was
I know what
another
you
thing.
mean.
Uh, I started playing Detroit Become Human,
Hmm.
where you play as like it takes place. AI. They've turned into think like iRobot.
Yeah.
They look like people.
Hmm.
Man, what a game!
I hear it's amazing.
Like it's cool just seeing the story unravel. Dude, it's got you feeling for these androids like an hour in.
Yeah.
Like you play between three different characters. It's like, holy shit. Like
Yeah, 'cause you,
this
you
is
play
really
as
good.
the like, not detective, but kind of like the cop one,
Mm-hmm.
and you play as like another one, who's like trying to free people, trying to
Yep.
free the androids or whatever. And who's the other character you play as?
You play as the lady who takes care of the daughter who
Oh
has a
yeah,
drunk
yeah, yeah,
dad. The dad
yeah.
beats on the robot, and it's like, my God.
Listen, man. Like I said, if that's funny,
And
'cause
the
I just read.
people. No, go for it.
I said I just read something about that, man. What people are willing to do when they don't have consequences. Like that's actually kind of crazy to think about. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's. Uh, it's sad to think about, but it also kind of makes sense. Like,
Yeah.
oh, you need to have consequences to not do things. It's like we may be advanced, but we're still animals, so it kind of makes sense. Like a lot of animals need consequences to keep from doing something,
Hmm.
and like I
So
said, we may,
only through trial and tribulation, you figure out what
yeah,
it is.
burn your hand after you take something out of the microwave. You're not going to do that again.
Hmm.
Oh, but yeah, I was just playing through it, and I'm like, oh my God,
Yeah.
these are machines, and I feel for them. I don't feel for the people. Like the people are out on
You
the
said
street.
machines, Morpheus,
Machine.
machines.
Oh my! You
Uh,
know what? I haven't watched those in a while. Maybe I'll go back to those. I
listen,
don't
man, it's
know.
all it's all religious.
I don't know if those will ever not be good.
Third one's a little, or second one's a little, you know, it's okay, but
Second
first
one or the
and
third one?
second one,
The one where he fights all the Smiths.
I thought that was the third one.
No, that's the second one.
Is that the second one?
Yeah, the third one is where they like fly to the Machine City and
Oh, yeah, yeah. And then they give Morpheus a black wife. Because don't they, what is it? It wasn't Jada. Was it Jada Pinkett Smith?
oh yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
Will Smith's wife. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep, yep.
Yeah.
And then the fourth one. Yeah, we don't talk about that one.
Which one?
Exactly. Oh man. But yeah, I just you're like that one is the least like I just yeah, that one's definitely last on my list, but it's still good.
Hmm.
Like as a whole
Yeah.
series, you know. But like I said we only talked about those three. Oh my god, did you see the the fucking uproar that the new Star Wars director's causing?
Dude, it's so fucked up, man, because I really wanted to talk about this, and I'm glad that you brought it up.
Mm-hmm.
Because that clip of her saying she wants to make men uncomfortable, that
Mm-hmm.
was a clip from 8 years ago, before The Force Awakens even came out.
Really?
It was about a documentary that she made about men in Pakistan throwing acid on women's face when they turn them down for relationships or marriage.
Right, right.
You know, and
Oh
she won
god.
an Oscar. She won an Oscar for that. You know what I'm saying? And like people are literally taking it out of context because again, women bad, Star Wars good. We
Right.
need more, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, dude, quit cherry picking your shit. You know what I'm saying? And that quote about her making men uncomfortable was literally talking about like how these guys would like try to bully her and harass her into like not filming or shit like that. And she's like, no, you know, I like to make men uncomfortable. It's like,
Mm.
yeah, motherfucker, that's kind of the point when like you're throwing acid on a woman's face. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like
Dang.
I
That's
thought that
crazy.
shit was, yeah,
That actually
you
makes
know,
sense though, because it you clip that and they can use it to support like, oh, she's gonna,
yeah.
wreck this next Star Wars.
Hmm.
It's like, okay, so that's the only thing you were able to find. You can't find something within the last year to show like,
Or 7 or 8.
yeah, yeah, like that was 8 years ago. Like that's a lifetime ago.
You know, and I think that one of the favorite things I saw was like, well, what are her qualifications for making a Star Wars movie? I'm like, what the fuck were George Lucas's qualifications? You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, why do we excuse so much when it comes to like, oh, because they've been tried and true and they're tested and they were so good. I'm like, and you don't think she can replicate or you don't think she can make a good film? You know what I'm saying? Like that's my problem.
I
You
just
know?
want whoever makes it to have the story in their head. I don't want what happened with the last three to happen
Hmm.
again. Like we're gonna make up the story one movie at a time. Like
Yeah, that
if
was
it's
the problem.
one movie, just one, cool, do your thing. If it's two, then make sure they go together.
Yeah.
Like people just want a good story. That's all they care about.
Hmm.
Like, and it, again, I feel like also what rubs fans the wrong way is the marketing around those movies.
Hmm.
It's like what excites people? New Star Wars. But then it's marketed, oh, the first Canadian Pakistan, like blah 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 blah
Yeah.
director of Star Wars says this. It's like, cool, good story. If good story, awesome. If not
Yeah.
good story, don't care. Like, you know?
No, like I said, I mean, that's valid. You know what I'm saying? 100%. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the whole selling point of Star Wars is, you know, something cohesive, something, you know, you're fighting, you know, the entire galaxy because you're trying to set people free,
Right.
essentially. You know what I'm saying? Like, it makes sense. Um,
Like that's all you
but
could tell
like when,
people a monkey wrote the movie, but if it turns out good, eh, go monkey. Like,
yeah.
you know,
But the unfortunate reality is people get too negatively attached to like women being in the series, especially you know more modern runs of Star Wars. You know,
mm,
um, and instead of being like, oh, it's just a woman. You know what I'm saying? Like nobody gave a shit when Anakin was born without a father. Nobody gave a shit because the Force did its thing, right? You know what
right.
I'm saying? But all of a sudden, a woman could fight a fully trained Sith, and it's a problem. It's like this. This is the same thing I said because I had this conversation with somebody who's like the biggest Star Wars fan I know,
Mm-hmm.
and I said any bullshit that Star Wars has can only be explained by one and one thing only: the Force.
That's
Like I
yeah.
said, you want the
Eh,
reason why she's as powerful as she is? The Force. There you go.
yeah.
That's all that needs to be said. You know what I'm saying? You know?
See, I don't think that's the problem people have though. I think it's just how it's depicted,
No, that's
because
the
the
problem people
story
have.
isn't like, because like why people call Ray a Mary Sue
Yeah.
is because like she didn't have any struggle
Hmm.
in comparison to like Luke failed and then failed again, got his arm chopped off, and then
Yeah.
finally overcame. Like Ray didn't really do any of that.
But does she need to?
No, again, I think, or at least that's what I've heard is the critique of the character isn't necessarily, oh, it's a woman. It's more so you just threw her out and there was no development at all. Like no,
Because all the development that we've seen of her, we've seen off screen. Remember, she was
that,
abandoned on this planet as an
yeah,
orphan on her own. She
that's
learned to
true.
survive on her own. She was a smuggler, fucking, scavenger for the first 18 years of her life.
Oh, no. The character development from movie 1 to 3.
No, yeah, that's what I'm saying, though, is that like her struggle existed before we seen it.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying? And like it can happen off screen. And to me, it's not a problem. You know what I'm saying? Like I
Yeah.
said, I like Star Wars because it's cool, like space battles and, like shit like that.
That's the
Like,
appeal. Yeah.
and then my favorite, oh, dude, and then, God, I could talk about this shit forever, man. My favorite thing about these new fans of Star Wars is you tell them like, oh, it's literally like it's an analogy to the Vietnam War and the U.S. government at the time, and they go, Star Wars has never
Yeah.
been political. I go, motherfucker, what? The name is literally Star Wars. Are wars not fucking inherently political? Like, what the fuck
Yeah.
are we talking about here, man?
They
Like,
got
you
away
guys
from
are,
it later on, but the prequels, it was all hinged around like the Senate
yes,
and gaining
exactly.
control of the political center, so
You
you could
fucking,
like make moves.
yes. I'm like, bro, what are you guys talking about? You guys are just speaking out your ass. You don't know anything. You know, like I
Every
said, I
war is
swear to
political.
God, every war is political. Fucking and Star Wars fans hate Star Wars more than anybody else. You know what I'm saying? I swear to God.
I like Destiny 2 players.
Absolutely, dude. Listen, I have fucking 2,000 hours in Destiny 2, man. I hate that game. But goddamn, do I not love it? Because I get wanting better for something. You know what I'm saying? I really do. But like, don't act like people hated the fucking prequels when they came out. You know what I'm saying? The worst movies ever made. The acting is atrocious.
Yeah.
Fucking everything shot on a green screen. This, that, the other thing, blah blah blah. And then what do we get? Somewhere around like before when the new Star Wars was announced back then, it was like, the prequels aren't that bad. Like the motherfucker, you hated them for years.
That's true.
Why
I
do
wonder
you
if
not
that
hate them
same
now?
thing is gonna happen.
Oh, 100%.
Like 10 years from now, we're gonna look back
100%.
at the sequels and be like, "Oh, those ones with Ray were pretty good." Like,
Mhm. It's like, yeah, they did this wrong, and the story's like a little, not cohesive. Yeah, 100%.
but see, here's the
Because
thing though. Then you have your one-offs like Rogue One
Solo,
that was
Rogue.
fucking amazing. Like that. Again, it's maybe it really does rest on the director to just know how to tell a natural, like, hey,
Mhm.
here's a good ebb and flow throughout the whole thing, and kind of leads to this resolution, because that movie's fucking
But
amazing.
what makes Rogue One so good is its ties to the first trilogy. Because they didn't have to have any other story besides introducing new characters. We
Well,
knew exactly what to do with
yeah,
the plans for the Death Star. We know they're trying
that's
to,
true.
like I
Well,
said,
no, because it tied to both.
well, yeah, but what I'm saying is it used
Yeah,
the story and kind of like the same era from the original trilogy to kind of replicate the success.
that's
The story was already set in
true.
stone. You're just introducing like a couple new characters. You know what I'm saying?
Interesting. That's
Yeah,
fair.
well, like that's it. Like to write for Star Wars, I'd probably say no. If I was some successful director or producer and it says, "Hey, you want to do Star Wars?" I go no, because I know how the fans are, and it's not going to be
Yeah.
anywhere near their expectation. You know what I'm saying? Even if it was the best Star Wars movie ever, it's like they could have did this better. And it's like, yeah, no fucking shit, Sherlock.
I think there's a better chance of the movie being a success if it cuts ties with the whole, like, everything established. Cut ties with like the Skywalkers and whatnot, because I think one thing that the sequels one reason people had like a big problem with it was, of all the people for Rey to fight off, the Emperor is the one she overcomes.
Somehow Palpatine returned.
Right. I think had you brought in a new villain that hadn't been established as the most powerful Sith ever,
Mm-hmm.
and like cut ties. Oh, you mean Luke struggled and Luke couldn't even beat this, but like you had all these things to compare it to. Whereas if you come out and bring like a new Star Wars story based on no established characters,
Mm-hmm.
but in the same universe, because we already know, Jedi, Sith, there's lots of content there.
Yeah.
As soon as you introduce like, oh, her master was Luke or his master was Luke, it's like, then you give ammunition. Oh, Kylo was trained by Luke. How does Rey beat him? Again, if Luke isn't there, you can't use that. You have no like viewpoint. You can't look and say, but this over here. So it kind of forces people to think a little more.
So let me give you the opposite.
Luke too strong.
Yeah. So maybe the opposite. First movie comes out, introduces this character. Oh, she seems cool. You know what I'm saying? Oh shit, she fought a Sith? That's crazy. Man, she must be really strong. Second movie comes out. Oh, she's doing training, she's doing whatever the fuck, you know what I'm saying? Oh, we're doing this, we're doing that. Oh, she has attachments. Oh, she fell in love with this person. Oh, hell yeah. They introduce a villain and go, who the fuck is that? Why did they bring back Palpatine? Why did they bring back Darth Revan? Because that's how Star Wars fans are. You cannot appease a Star Wars fan.
That's fair.
There is no way in hell that is happening.
Yeah, that's true.
Like I said, to me, the single best piece of Star Wars to exist in like the modern era is Andor. Because it drops the shit with Skywalkers. It drops the shit with fucking Tatooine. It gives us its own personal struggle where what we see of Star Wars in terms of like the battles and shit is like 1% of the entire, less than 1% of the entire shit of Star Wars.
Yeah.
And yet they always go back to the same shit. It's always Tatooine. It's always fucking Skywalker. It's always a fucking Leia, Naboo, some shit. It's always something like that.
That's true.
God,
Andor is good.
It's literally the best Star Wars show. And that's a hill I will die on. You people that calling it boring, you need too much action. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know. The first season of Mandalorian is fucking like.
Yeah. No, don't get me wrong. It's very good.
But it does also kind of rely, on the whole Luke and
Yoda thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like immediately already it needs something to associate with.
Yeah.
Andor stands on its own and it is perfect for that.
That's true. Like I think about some of the episodes in that show, and even when it wasn't action packed, it was still really interesting. Like
because again, yes, the biggest parts of Star Wars are the people. You know what I'm saying? The people that just live day to day in the Empire, like these people. That's why it's so relatable. That's why it's so good, because you can believe it.
I think that would be a good way to make sure that this Star Wars Outlaws game is good.
Mm-hmm.
Is give the side characters.
Oh, she's getting a lightsaber. I guarantee it.
Huh?
She's getting a lightsaber. The main character. She's getting a lightsaber and she's gonna be force sensitive.
I'm okay if that's how it ends.
I'm not,
because then it won't be what the game's about. It'll just be like, oh, wink, wink.
Yeah.
Hey, but didn't you know? Maybe like a little Magneto like chess piece teaser type thing at the very end.
Magneto
somehow
Star Wars.
Magneto return.
Listen, there's a lot of metal there too, man. He'd be dangerous.
But like if they write some of their NPCs like Baldur's Gate 3, give them deep, intimate, like interesting stories to make you care.
Mm-hmm.
Be able to recruit people as an outlaw, and you meet up with them later because you established a good relationship. Like,
yeah.
Make it feel like Star Wars, where every new character is like, whoa, what's their story?
Yeah.
Man, I'd love to be a Sith. I was thinking about like a dream bucket list type thing. I would love to play a Sith, either in a movie or like voice one in a video game.
What about a dead Sith? You could be dead in like a panning shot. They just like, it's like a bunch of Sith and you're just dead.
Oh, yeah, why not? But I want it to be like a gruesome death, like I don't know.
Oh,
a lightsaber, like
cut in half.
Like the shot is of a Jedi standing over me, like impaling me with a lightsaber. I'm sitting there,
Yeah.
I want it to be like a mid-action shot. Or, I don't know. I just think it'd be so much fun. But I don't want to be like, oh, he starts off as a Sith and he redeems himself and becomes a Jedi. No, I want to be a bad Sith, like a Joker Sith. I
Oh
want to
shit.
be like, yeah.
Let's
I
put a
wanna be-
smile on that face.
You want to see how I got these scars?
You're like, what's his face? The one that Revan destroys like the lower half of his jaw.
Malgus.
Yeah.
Yeah, like Malgus. Dude, oh my god. That's what I want to play, a bad Sith.
Yeah.
No redeemable qualities. Just a Thanos style of, oh, okay, I kind of understand him. Like, I'm not saying he's right, but I understand his thought process.
Gonna kill half the universe.
Yeah. Like, if I eliminate all the Jedi, then I can start over and make it better. Well, that's one way to wipe the palate clean.
Yeah. Because I know
Doesn't mean
these
he's
things
right.
are-
But
yeah, like I know the stories between Jedi and Sith and the Force is like always going to be there. I'm not saying it doesn't need to be, but when some of your most interesting shit is like the day-to-day struggle, living in an empire that's constantly trying to bully you, put you down, enslave you, put you in jail.
Mhm.
Like, to me, that shit is the most interesting Star Wars has ever been in a long time.
That might be why that Outlaws game might be really good, because it takes place in between, I think, 5 and 6.
Mm-hmm.
So that, like, they're building the second Death Star.
I swear to God, if I see a Death Star in that game, I'm gonna shit my pants.
I could see there being like references, like as you travel throughout the
Oh,
galaxy,
that's fine.
you'll hear about like, oh, the Empire has some secret, super weapon or some shit.
Again.
Somehow Death Star returned.
Somehow there's another super secret death weapon.
If that trilogy came out today,
Mhm.
every single person would be like, they're doing the Death Star again.
Yeah.
Like, get original.
100%. It'd be
How
called Wogue.
lazy. Yep.
It'd be called Wogue. It'd be called fucking everything under the sun, man.
Yep.
So,
God, that's
like I said,
that's true.
just appreciate Star Wars, man. And my favorite thing, dude, is like, man, they're losing so much money. I'm like, motherfucker, Disney is richer than ever. You know what I'm saying? Like, you kidding me? Fucking that whole Avengers made $2 billion. That whole Marvel fucking run made them richer than ever, man.
They've got like Marvel Land and Disneyland, I think, or Disney World and
fucking
Disney Plus. But they're jacking up the prices. It's like,
oh, fucking ridiculous.
Bro. Oh, but on a good note, certain T-Mobile plans give away free Netflix and Hulu.
Ooh.
Yeah. So starting January 24th, you get free Hulu with ads if you're on one of the higher tier plans.
Because I'm on their I'm one of their old plans. I'm like grandfathered in on one of their old plans. So I don't know if
it might still apply to you.
Maybe I'll have to double check. I mean, I already have Hulu, so
yeah. I mean, their plan prices are good. Like for me to get the highest tier is like $70. Or that includes the phone. So.
Yeah.
They're doing good stuff. Oh, that's right. And I think I saw an article where Musk launched a bunch of Starlink satellites. And maybe not, maybe it wasn't Starlink, it was something else, but it was teamed up with T-Mobile. They're bringing like global cellular options or some shit.
Interesting.
Yeah.
That could be useful. I mean, because I know when I saw in Ukraine, like sometime last year, they were using Starlink for connections, because they didn't want to connect any other way. They're like, oh, we'll just use Starlink. And I'm like, I can see that being useful, know. So.
Yeah. God damn, man. It's already been an hour.
You think we got time for one more?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Okay. So one of the things I want to talk about was Miss Alana Pierce. You know her. I know her. She was a writer for IGN for like a long time. She was on the Funhouse channel.
Now she's got the dream job.
Yeah, she works for Sony Santa Monica as I think junior writer, I believe. She's awesome. I love her.
which
She's
is
super
the
cool.
studio that did the new God of Wars.
Yes, yes.
Ah,
Like I said, she's super cool. But she put out a YouTube video, um, like a couple weeks ago, like 3 weeks ago or something like that. Let me find the title of it actually, if you guys want to look
it,
for it.
didn't she do that Starfield stream where she flew out a planet
Yeah,
and
and
realized it was
people
just
were giving her shit for it.
yeah?
Like, oh, you guys are amazing. We love gamers, man.
It's like
Um,
yeah, we're exposing your bullshit.
yeah. But the title of the video is called "I'm Sick of Fake Gamers," and I watched it, and dude, this is probably one of my favorite YouTube videos I've seen in a long time
That good, huh? Yeah.
because it goes over like the outcry and like the rage that people have towards games and giving bad games a platform that allow bad games to continue to exist. You know,
Mm.
just because over the course of, I mean, just last year alone, we had some amazing games last year. In my opinion, some of the best games of all time.
Mm-hmm.
You know, last year, like one of the best games in
Yeah.
years in a long time. And we also had a lot of stinkers. The Walking Dead game, fucking the King Kong game, Gollum. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure there's some other ones in there that didn't make the list, but those are the ones she talks about. Um, but essentially, what she says is,
The day before.
yeah, yeah. Well, I think this was filmed before that
Oh, okay, okay.
came out, but I think she talks about that too. Um, but she goes on to say that like due to the popularity of streaming and the platform, that uh, people will buy bad games to play them and stream them and give them a platform
Mm.
that normally wouldn't have gotten a platform because of how bad they are.
Interesting.
So, in the case of something like
Okay.
Gollum or King Kong, that are awful fucking games by every stretch of the imagination, the fact that a couple big streamers got a hold of the bad game part of it, like, oh, we're gonna see how bad it is, so they buy it, and then other people buy it, and I'm like, listen, that is actually crazy to think about. That there is a market that has been created because the outrage that people claim to have, and yet still buy the bad game to show it off. I'm like, that's
That
fucking crazy.
that's
You
true
know?
because it's almost like a meme achievement. Like,
Mm-hmm.
oh yeah, but did you beat Walking Dead Destinies? Like it's like a flex to have.
Yeah,
Especially again, if you know your favorite streamer's playing it, like, oh, I'm gonna play it too then, haha for the
exactly.
meme.
Mm-hmm.
That
You know,
drives
and I'm like,
sales.
that's actually crazy valid.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? I'm like, that's wild.
Yeah,
And
and it
like I
just
said,
tells the
it's like a
studio that they can keep doing it.
exactly. Because what is that? Game Mill, I think, is that company that made the King Kong, and
Yeah. Now it's a different name.
yeah,
They already
yeah.
disbanded and like changed their name.
Um, yeah, it's like a 16-minute video. Like I said, I watched it. It was super dope, super interesting. I highly recommend people go and watch it. You know,
I'll have to check it out.
yeah, I'll send it to you
And luckily she doesn't
afterward.
have an annoying voice. Dude, that's one thing I will click off. Just audio in general, if audio shit, there's no way
Mm.
I'm watching it. Somebody has an annoying voice. Like we were watching a baking show and there was this chick who she was doing a decent job at baking, but every time she talked, it was super nasally. And I'm like,
Is it the
stop.
great? Was it the UK baking cook-off or
No,
whatever?
no, the Great British Baking Show. No,
Yeah.
it
Oh,
was
because I know
like,
that one lady. Like, I know she's like super. I know people love her, but she makes a lot of like sexy euphemisms and shit. You know.
huh. No, I
Yeah.
don't, I'm not sure
Yeah.
who, because the ones we like to watch are the more like amateur ones.
Mm.
Like, oh, I'm a home baker and I'm a part time this or that,
Part-time
tree climber
lizard
or something.
collector. It's like a tree
Yeah.
climber.
Acorn connoisseur.
Yeah. Listen, aren't we all?
But yeah, dude, I can't do an annoying voice. It's like I don't care about anything you're saying because I just can't get through the discomfort that your voice is cutting through my brain.
Yeah. Yeah. I think it's easier for me to digest when it's like a good topic. You
Yeah,
know. Um.
that's true.
But yeah.
Oh
Like I
god.
said, she's super cool. I think we both love her. You know what I'm saying? She's super awesome.
Yeah, she's not a
Um,
cringy. Like I said, she just comes out with the information, entertaining. Kind of like what's the other one? I think, is she the face of IGN? Who's the Sydney something or Sid?
Prescott from
I,
Scream.
God, I'm pretty sure she's the face of IGN in terms of like their YouTube. Oh, I didn't say
Sydney
last name.
Goodman.
That sounds right.
Sydney Goodman. Oh, this. Oh, yeah.
She was the face of IGN for a while, right?
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. You're right. Yeah, I think he still works for them.
Yeah. Wait, what were we talking about?
Alana Pierce.
Right.
Yeah. Like I said, she makes super dope videos.
Mhm.
Like I said, super cool.
And
So
she's got the dream job. Got to work on God of War.
Yeah.
Bro. So dope.
And I'm sure those studios collaborate, you know, Santa Monica, fucking the guys who did Spider-Man,
Insomniac.
Insomniac, you know what I'm saying?
Damn.
Who did Ghost of Tsushima? Fucking this brains are shit in the bed right now, man.
Sucker Punch.
That's right. It's because they did Sly Cooper.
Oh my God, what a great game.
I am so surprised we have not gotten
a new one.
Dude, I am.
Especially on the
boggles
PS5.
my mind.
Like
Yeah.
they did Ratchet and Clank. They needed to do another Sly Cooper, another Jack and Daxter. Well, and it's about time for a new Ratchet and Clank too.
Well, supposedly one is getting worked on.
Oh, that's
like I said, that leak told us so much.
Yeah.
You know, normally that shit in video games is kept quiet, but that leak like just blew so much shit out in the open. It's crazy.
I can't wait, dude. Wolverine. I hope that. I'm so down.
God, again, I hate people because again, that footage came out, and you know, somebody posted on TikTok, and first comment was like, "Man, this looks bad, doesn't it?" I go, "Motherfucker, what? No shit."
They're still building it. Like what the?
Like, bro. Swear to God, I don't understand anybody and anything anymore.
God, and I think I saw one of your comments. You're like, stop trying to be trendy. You know you're gonna buy it day one, just like everyone else.
Yes, exactly, bro. Like you're just fucking, you know, you're pretending to be weird about it, but you're literally gonna go, "Oh, it's Wolverine, fucking Insomniac." Like, no shit, dude. Like, come on.
Yeah, they're gonna nail it.
Yeah.
God, I can't wait. I can't wait. That's gonna be so good. What do y'all think? You gonna buy Wolverine?
Yes.
Do you like Taco Bell?
When it doesn't kill me inside.
When's the last time you had a Baja Blast?
And then just one more thing. Starting January 14th, going to be the speedrun week-long speedrun marathon. Games done quick. Awesome games done quick. It's going to be from the 14th to the 21st, supporting the Prevent Cancer Foundation. Like I said, I'm not a shill for these guys. I just love what they do. You can get a couple bucks, throw it their way. You know, they said they do awesome stuff. It's a week long of speedruns for video games. I take days off to watch these speedruns because I love speedruns. So
might throw on one of those while I work.
Yeah, absolutely, man.
Background.
Yeah. Like I said, I don't watch anything else when that shit's going on. I leave my computer on for like a week straight to keep the stream up.
Right.
So
that's awesome.
Like I said, yeah.
Gotta love a good foundation like that.
Absolutely, man. You know, like I said, I love those guys. I love what they do. I support where I can. So
yeah, go down there, folks. I'll make sure and link them.
Yeah.
Link the channel.
Twitch.tv/games done quick.
Yeah. Games done quick. Is it spelled quick like quick? The mix milk? The milk mix? Like quickie?
QUICK or QUIK?
Yeah, like quick. What's it called? Like Bisquick or that's it, Nesquik.
Bisquick. I think you're thinking of fucking the shit to make biscuits, man.
The pancake mix, that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Bisquick, Nesquik.
My brain's on blast.
Yeah. Baja Blast.
Oh, dude, I've got another one in the fridge. Mm,
He's ready to go, ladies and gentlemen.
yeah. Ready to go make some room and then eat some.
Jesus Christ. Gotta prep the oven.
Yeah. Hope y'all enjoyed. Go down there, do all the YouTube things, subscribe, tickle
Yes.
the like button.
Tell us how much you hate Star Wars.
Yeah, and why?
Star Wars fan.
Ooh, God, I need some Star Wars in my life. It's been too long.
I mean, every now and then I go and rewatch the prequels and original trilogy because they're just that good.
Yeah, dude, I see. I really like Force Awakens,
I do too.
and then I don't like everything about Rise of Skywalker, but I do like that they turned the Force powers up to like 11 because that is what I had always wanted throughout all of them. Was I wanted some show of like, ugh, show me what it can really do, you know?
The force projection was pretty sick, ain't gonna lie.
Yeah,
And then when she lifted all those rocks at the end, I was like, that's pretty tight. Yeah.
it looked good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like I said, you might be right. Give it 5-6 years, people will look back at the
Telling
sequels
you,
and be
man.
like, you know what, they weren't that bad.
I'm 100% telling you.
What do you think, folks? Let us know. And stay tuned for episode 27.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll eat some wings with some hot sauces on there.
Hey, yo.